Hello, everybody. This is Nani1237 here, and today I have a bit of a story that I want to share with you guys. This is going to be quite a long story, so sit down, and get comfortable. So, alright, I'm going to jump right into it. Alright, so the other night I was left home alone, okay? And my parents just told me to sit in my bedroom and just do nothing. Well, like play my computer and such, play my phone, whatever. They told me just don't really go outside or anything. I did as I was told. I stayed here. I stayed in my bedroom, which is where I am right now. I thought it was a good idea just to start using my computer. Close the door, turn on the TV, put on a show to watch, I don't know. I'm not going to say any due to copyright strikes. And that's the reason I took down my old Creepypasta video. So yeah, I was just sitting in my bedroom, put on a show, played my computer, just decided to sit there and do nothing. So, yeah, I was still there. I stayed there for the rest of the night until 11 o'clock at night. And then at 11 o'clock that night, that's when I started to hear some noises coming from other places in my house. So I started to get a little paranoid. I, of course, didn't mind anything at all because it probably wasn't anything. I just decided to do nothing. So yeah, I kept playing my computer, but one thing that kept happening was the noises. They kept coming back. They kept going on over and over and over again. I heard the same exact noises. And then this went on for half an hour or something. This went on for a really long time. I got a little paranoid. I decided to open the door and see what was happening. There were a lot of noises happening while I was walking to that door. But the second I opened that door, my hand touching the nozzle, all the noises, they stop. Everything goes dead silent. Dead silent. I mean, extremely, extremely silent. So I walk down my hall and tiptoeing as much as I can, trying not to make any noises. It was scary the emotions I was experiencing while walking down that hall, they were unbearable. Like I said, I didn't give them any mind. So I just decided to go back to my room after walking down my hall a little bit. And then, at midnight exactly, I heard a laugh. It was like, it sounded like somebody that was just yeah. There was someone in my house. I freaked out. What I did was, I opened the door and I started to walk down my hall. But then, the scariest thing happened. The power went out. I was dead silent, doing exactly nothing. I was starting to get visions almost. It was terrifying. I knew that I wasn't gonna survive. So, what I decided to do was I ran through the darkness back to my room. And there was a light. There was a light coming from under my bed. A very, very creepy light with a hand shadow going across. A hand shadow on the wall on the opposite side of my bedroom. Yeah. I was pretty terrified at that moment that I saw that light. It was not on before. It, and there was no handprint, like, at all, there before. But now, there's just a handprint there all of a sudden. Things were getting very scary. And then, the scariest part of the story happened. Something, and I say something, not someone, something. It grabbed my mouth, kept it closed, and while another hand started to pull me into the darkness. I was starting to get pulled into the darkness, into the hallway. I didn't know what was carrying me. I had no idea what was carrying me, and I didn't want to know what was carrying me. I started screaming and kicking. And then it throws me onto my couch, the cushion feeling somewhat relaxing, but yet as hard as a sedimentary rock. And then their flashlight turns on, and it is an unknown figure with a Parasaurolophus crest. If you don't know what that is a dinosaur. I'll show you what one looks like right now. So yeah, that was, so they had a head, they had a crest similar to that. It looked like this nightmare fuel photo that was once caught in the Chernobyl exclusion zone, except the creature was very skinny. It didn't have the long stern back of the Parasaurolophus. Yeah, it was the strangest figure I have ever seen. I did not stop screaming through the whole experience. It had razor-sharp claws and deep black eyes that stared into my soul with the smallest white pupils you'll ever see. They were so tiny. The thing looked dark and possessed, and its mouth was like extremely wide opened. It looked like something from a science fiction movie. I did not know what that thing was, and I didn't want to take the time to look it up. So, yeah. What happened next was it disappeared into the darkness. I didn't see anything of it, like, ever again. And, yeah, that was the last time I saw a creature like that. But I will never forget that moment. Yeah, that was one of the scariest things I've ever experienced. Alright, guys. Did you enjoy that? This. And I practically made up the whole story as I was going along. There was literally no script or anything involved. I mean, like, I just made the whole thing up. Like, right there. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. Did you. So, comment down below what kind of creepypasta you want me to make next. And if you're lucky enough, you'll get chosen. It'll get chosen to be created. Yay! That'd be cool, right? Yeah. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video, please. Subscribe for more. Just do it. I know you can. Alright, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.